Light can easily be defined as a form of energy which produces in us the sensation of sight. Of course, we cannot see anything inside a dark room. And if the light is lit or the switch is turned on, we can simply see things around us, which proves that just because of light, we can see things around us. The most basic property of light is that it travels along a straight line. It never takes a curve. It always takes a straight line. In your higher classes, you'll study about that light sometimes behave like waves and sometimes behaves like small particles. So it has both a wave nature and a particle nature. This topic is beyond the scope of our class, so we will stick to our level. Now let's talk about source or source of light. A source of light is an object from which light is given out. For example, electric bulb and sun. Electric bulb is a man-made source. The sun is a natural source. So sources are of two types, man-made and natural. Let us discuss another division of sources of light. Sources of light can be divided on the basis of its luminosity. There are two types of sources of light or the objects. One is self-luminous or luminous, and the second one is non-luminous. A self-luminous or luminous source of light is those objects which possesses lights of its own. For example, the sun, the stars, candles. Whereas non-luminous objects are those objects which does not possess the light of its own. For example, moon. Moon uses the light of the sun, and the rays of light when strikes on moon, it reflects the rays of light, and what we see are the reflection. And just because of the reflection, we are able to see the moon. But moon does not have its own light. Now let us learn about the medium. A medium is a substance through which light propagates or tries to do so. Light propagates or pass or tries to do so. The plural of medium is media. Media are of three types: transparent, translucent, and opaque. Transparent medium is a medium through which light propagates easily. For example, air, water, glass. The second one is translucent. It is a medium through which light propagates partially. Partially means not fully. Some portion of light can pass, but some portion of light cannot pass. For example, paper, ice cubes, etc. Then we have opaque. It is a medium through which light cannot pass or light cannot propagate. Examples are wood, metal, book, etc. Ray. A ray is a straight line path along which light travels. A bunch of rays together form a beam of light. And to show a single ray, we simply draw a straight line with an arrow. A narrow beam of rays are called pencil of light. They are of three types. The one is convergent. Convergent means going to meet at a point. So these are the three rays. There can be more than three also. We can add like this. This is like narrow beam of rays and going to meet at a particular point. We can see this by the arrowhead. This is called convergent pencil, converging to a point. Then we have divergent pencil. Divergent pencil are the bunch of rays which originate from a point. You can see with the help of the arrowhead. So it diverges from a point. And then we have parallel pencils. In parallel pencils, there are rays moving just parallel to each other, and they're not meeting. They won't meet ever. So these are the parallel pencils. Parallel pencil is also a beam of ray, a narrow beam of ray, which has many rays inside, but at a parallel distance. Rays are not going to meet, just unlike in the case of divergent and convergent pencil. Now let us learn about the reflection of light. Reflection of light is the phenomenon of bouncing back of light in the same medium on striking the surface of any object. Let's take a smooth surface. So this could be your surface. Alright. And above the surface, it is only one medium throughout. If it is air throughout. Okay. Now a ray strikes on this surface and bounces back. This phenomena is called reflection of light. So this phenomenon of bouncing back of light is in the same medium from which the light is coming. So the incident and the reflected ray are in the same medium. Incident ray is that ray which strikes on the surface, and the bounced back ray or the reflected ray is the one which goes back. So this one is the reflected ray, this is the incident ray. Students, if there is a smooth surface, then there will be a normal. A normal is nothing but a line which makes 90 degree with the surface. That is called the normal. Alright. Now, there are three rules of reflection. We call it laws of reflection. Sorry, two rules of reflection. The first rule is the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence. This is called the point of incidence, where it strikes, where the normal meets, and this will be the point of incidence. So all these three things, incident, reflected, and the normal, meet at the point of incidence. They are in the same plane. The first rule is the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So this smooth surface is nothing but a plane. The surface is a plane. Plane is nothing, just like the sheet of paper what you use to write. A plane. Your table surface is a plane. So all these three things coincide at the point of incidence, lie in the same plane. The second rule is the angle of incidence, angle I, is always equal to the angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is the angle between the incident ray and the normal, and it is named as angle I. And reflected angle, angle of reflection, is the angle between reflected ray and the normal, and that is R. So the second rule of reflection or law of reflection is that the angle of incidence, angle I, is always equal to angle R, that is the angle of reflection.